Hey there, friends, and welcome to the BeHealthy channel. I'm a cardiologist with over 20 years of experience, and today I've got a question that could change the way you live. What if one small habit you don't even think about is quietly harming your heart right now? After 60, every choice you make, what you eat, how you move, how you manage stress, even how you sleep, either strengthens your heart or puts it at risk. I've seen patients walk into my office feeling perfectly fine, only to leave with a diagnosis of high blood pressure, clogged arteries, or even the threat of a heart attack. Why does this happen? Because they were making 13 mistakes they didn't even know they were making. These 13 silent killers may already be part of your routine without you even realizing it. One of them could be ticking like a time bomb inside you right now. Today, I'm going to guide you through these 13 habits that are slowly damaging your heart, and most importantly, I'll show you how to fix them starting today. Stick around until the end, because I'll share a simple tool that's helping thousands of people protect their hearts. We're diving into 13 habits that act like hidden traps, sneaking into your daily routine. Each one seems harmless, but together, they create a serious risk for your heart health. I'm not here to just point out what's wrong. I'll give you clear, practical steps you can start using right now to make a difference. Stick with me, and I'll help you rewrite your future, one habit at a time. Let's get started with habit number 13. How much time do you spend sitting each day? In front of the TV, in an armchair, at a desk, or maybe even in bed? If you're thinking, most of the day, that's a warning sign for your heart. Sitting all day is like turning your heart into a rusty machine. It gets slower, stiffer, and more fragile. When you don't move enough, your blood flow slows down, your arteries lose their flexibility, and your blood pressure starts to climb. Studies show that just 30 minutes of walking a day can cut your risk of a heart attack by nearly 50%. And here's the best part. You don't need to be an athlete or buy a gym membership. Just walk. 15 minutes in the morning, 15 in the evening. That's enough to add years to your life. Even 3 10-minute walks spread throughout the day can work wonders. Every step you take is a small promise to your future self. Let me tell you about a patient of mine, a 68-year-old woman who came to me struggling with shortness of breath and constant fatigue. I asked her, "How often do you walk?" She laughed and said, "Walk? I'm no athlete." We made a plan. She'd walk for 10 minutes 3 times a day, to the store, around her yard, or with a friend. A month later, she came back with a huge smile. Her shortness of breath was gone, and she had more energy than she'd had in years. She even started dancing to her favorite old songs in the evenings. Here's another story. A 70-year-old man who spent most of his days watching TV. He felt tired all the time and thought it was just old age catching up. I suggested he try walking to his local coffee shop every morning, a 15-minute trip. 6 weeks later, he was walking 5,000 steps a day, sleeping better, and feeling sharper. He told me, "I wish I'd started this years ago." What can you do? Try parking farther from the store, taking the stairs, or strolling with a neighbor. If you're stuck indoors, walk in place while watching your favorite show. The Senior Health Tracker app can remind you to get moving and track your steps. Your challenge: go for a walk tomorrow and count your steps. Drop a comment below and tell us how many you got. Now, let's talk about something you might not think twice about. How much salt did you eat today? I'm not just talking about what you sprinkled on your soup or salad. Salt hides in places you'd never expect: bread, deli meats, cheese, canned foods, sauces, even those chips you grabbed while watching TV. Too much salt turns your blood into sludge and your arteries into high-pressure pipes. Salt traps water in your body, which raises your blood pressure and puts extra strain on your arteries. After 60, your heart isn't as resilient as it was in your 20s, and too much salt hits it hard. The World Health Organization recommends no more than 1 teaspoon of salt a day. That's about 5 grams. But most people eat 2 to 3 times that amount without realizing it. A single slice of pizza can contain your entire daily salt limit. 2 slices of deli meat? That's half your daily allowance right there. Even a bowl of canned soup can have more salt than you need in a day. So, what can you do? Start by reading food labels. Check the sodium content. Anything over 1.5 grams of sodium per 100 grams is a warning sign. Swap salty snacks for healthier options like unsalted nuts, fresh fruits, or veggie sticks. And here's a pro tip. Spice up your meals with herbs like turmeric, basil, oregano, or garlic powder. Your food will taste even better, and your heart will thank you. I had a 65-year-old patient who was crazy about pickles and smoked sausage. His blood pressure was sky high, 160 over 100. I suggested he cut out salty foods and experiment with spices for 2 weeks. When he came back, his pressure was down to 130 over 80, and he said, "I had no idea food could taste this good without so much salt." Another patient, a 62-year-old woman, loved salty crackers and canned soups. She didn't realize how much sodium she was eating until she started checking labels. She switched to low-sodium versions and added fresh herbs to her cooking. A month later, her blood pressure was stable, and she felt less bloated. Do you check food labels? What's the saltiest thing you found? Share it in the comments. And try using the Senior Health Tracker app to log your meals. It'll help you spot hidden salt. What's your breakfast routine like? Bacon, eggs fried in butter, a pastry with a creamy coffee? It tastes amazing, doesn't it? But for your heart, it's a recipe for trouble. A greasy breakfast is like pouring oil into an already overworked engine. It clogs, overheats, and stalls. Your blood is naturally thicker in the morning, and fatty foods make it even denser, clogging your arteries. Did you know heart attacks are more likely to happen in the morning? That's right, breakfasts like these are a big reason why. Research shows that a heavy, fatty breakfast can increase your heart attack risk by 20%. But you don't have to give up flavor to stay healthy. Try starting your day with oatmeal topped with berries, a boiled egg, or a smoothie packed with banana and spinach. It's delicious and protects your heart. I start every morning with oatmeal, walnuts, and a drizzle of honey. It keeps me energized all day long. Here's a story. I had a 63-year-old patient who loved her morning butter and cheese sandwiches. She came to me complaining of chest heaviness every morning. I suggested she switch to Greek yogurt with fresh fruit. 3 weeks later, she told me, "I feel light as a feather now." Another patient, a 66-year-old man, always ate bacon and eggs. He thought it was a hearty way to start the day. After switching to whole grain toast with avocado and a poached egg, he noticed his energy levels were steadier and his cholesterol dropped. Try swapping your fatty breakfast for a heart-friendly one tomorrow. What's your go-to-morning meal? Share your favorite recipe in the comments. You've probably heard the saying, "A glass of wine is good for your heart." That might hold some truth in your 30s, but after 60, it's a different story. As you age, your liver processes alcohol more slowly, and your blood pressure spikes faster. The result? Irregular heartbeats, a higher risk of stroke, or even a heart attack. Studies show that even 1 glass of wine a day after 60 can increase your risk of heart rhythm issues by 15%. And if you're drinking beer or something stronger, the risk is even higher. I had a 62-year-old patient who drank a glass of wine every evening to unwind. She didn't think it was a big deal until she started having blood pressure spikes. We agreed she'd cut back to 1 drink a week. A month later, her heart rhythm was steadier and her blood pressure was under control. Alcohol may relax your mind, but it tightens its grip on your heart, silently weakening its rhythm. Another patient, a 64-year-old man, enjoyed a nightly beer. He thought it was harmless until an irregular heartbeat showed up on his checkup. He switched to sparkling water with a splash of lemon, and within weeks, he felt more alert and rested. Here's what you can do. Limit yourself to 1 drink a week, preferably something light. Better yet, skip alcohol altogether and try herbal tea or fruit-infused water. How often do you drink? Are you ready to cut back? Let us know in the comments. You can eat clean, exercise daily, and still suffer heart disease if you carry silent storms inside. Do you get angry but stay quiet? Feel sad but keep it to yourself? Stress that you hold inside is like a ticking time bomb for your heart. It raises cortisol levels, narrows your blood vessels, and speeds up your pulse. Even if you eat perfectly, stress can still wreak havoc on your heart. Research shows that chronic stress increases your risk of heart disease by 40%. The scary part? Many people don't even realize how much stress is affecting them. I had a 67-year-old patient who was always calm on the outside, but his blood pressure was all over the place and his heart rhythm was irregular. It turned out he'd been holding in stress from losing his job years ago. We started small. He began writing in a journal and talking to his daughter about his feelings. 2 months later, he told me, "It's like I dropped 20 pounds off my soul." Another patient, a 65-year-old woman, kept her worries about her kids to herself. Her blood pressure was high and she felt anxious. I suggested she join a local book club to connect with others. She not only made friends, but also found her stress levels dropped significantly. What can you do? Talk to someone you trust about what's on your mind. Write in a journal. Even 5 minutes a day can help. Or practice a breathing technique like 4-7-8. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8. It calms your heart in just a minute. Try letting out your emotions tonight, whether by talking or writing. What helps you manage stress? Share it in the comments. Unspoken pain has a pulse, and your heart hears every beat of it. Snoring isn't just a sound, it's a distress signal, a warning that your heart is suffocating while you sleep. Do you snore at night? Or maybe your partner snores so loudly the walls shake. Snoring is often linked to sleep apnea, a condition that lowers oxygen levels in your blood, disrupts sleep, and puts extra strain on your heart. If you wake up tired, have morning headaches, or feel sleepy during the day, it's time to get checked. Sleep apnea doubles your risk of a heart attack. I had a 67-year-old patient who came to me exhausted, even after sleeping 8 hours. His wife said, "He snores like a truck." After testing, we found he had sleep apnea and got him a special device for sleep. A month later, he said, "I feel like I was reborn." Another patient, a 63-year-old woman, ignored her snoring for years. She was always tired and had high blood pressure. After getting diagnosed with sleep apnea and using a CPAP machine, her energy returned and her pressure stabilized. What can you do? See a doctor to check for sleep apnea. Try sleeping on your side instead of your back. And keep an eye on your weight. Extra pounds can make snoring worse. Do you or your loved ones snore? Tell us in the comments. Are you a smoker? Or do you live with someone who smokes? Even secondhand smoke is a direct hit to your heart. Every cigarette narrows your blood vessels, raises your blood pressure, and damages your arteries. Every puff is a punch to your arteries. Even secondhand smoke leaves scars your heart must carry. After 60, your arteries are less flexible, making smoking even more dangerous. The good news? If you quit smoking, even after 40 years, your heart starts to recover in just 2 months. I had a 69-year-old patient with shortness of breath from smoking a pack a day for 30 years. We made a plan to cut back gradually, and within a month, he quit completely. 6 months later, he walked 5 kilometers without gasping for air. Another patient, a 66-year-old woman, lived with a husband who smoked indoors. Her blood pressure was high, and she felt tired. She convinced him to smoke outside, and her symptoms improved within weeks. If you smoke, start small, cut down by a few cigarettes each day. If you live with a smoker, ask them to smoke outside. The Senior Health Tracker app can help you track your progress as you quit. The best day to start is today. Are you ready to take that first step? Share it in the comments. How much time do you spend on your phone before bed? Checking social media, reading news, watching shows? The blue light from screens messes with your body's rhythms, raises your blood pressure, and prevents your heart from resting properly at night. That bedtime scroll? It's like giving your heart a flashlight and telling it to keep working through the night. Studies show that using gadgets before bed increases your risk of high blood pressure by 25%. It also disrupts melatonin production, making it harder to sleep well. I had a 61-year-old patient who struggled with insomnia. She watched shows on her phone until midnight every night. I suggested she put the phone away an hour before bed and read a book instead. 2 weeks later, she was falling asleep faster and waking up refreshed. Another patient, a 64-year-old man, scrolled news before bed. He had trouble sleeping and felt anxious. He switched to listening to calming music, and his sleep improved dramatically. Here's what to do. Turn off all screens an hour before bed. Pick up a book, listen to calming music, or do some light stretching. I love reading a good mystery before bed. It's way better than scrolling. Try leaving your phone in another room tonight. What do you do instead of screens before bed? Share it in the comments. How often do you eat fast food? Burgers, fries, fried pies, or chicken wings? Every bite of fried food is like laying a brick in your arteries. Fast food offers zero nutrition and maximum harm. Fats, salt, trans fats. Every fry is another brick in the wall between you and your next birthday. After 60, your body can't handle this load as well, and your blood gets thick and sluggish. I had a 64-year-old patient with clogged arteries who loved fried potatoes and burgers. I suggested he switch to baked or steamed foods. 3 months later, his blood tests improved, and he said, "I never knew baked veggies could taste this good." Another patient, a 62-year-old woman, grabbed fast food on busy days. Her cholesterol was high, and she felt sluggish. She started meal prepping simple dishes like grilled chicken and roasted veggies. Her energy soared, and her cholesterol dropped. What can you do? Cook at home. Bake fish, chicken, or vegetables with olive oil and spices. It's a choice between illness and health. The Senior Health Tracker app has heart-healthy recipes to try. What healthy dish will you make tomorrow? Share it in the comments. Here's a big one. Have you ever felt good and decided to skip your blood pressure medication? This is the most dangerous mistake you can make. High blood pressure is a silent killer. You don't feel it until it's too late, like a stroke or heart attack. Your medication isn't just a suggestion, it's your lifeline. I had a 66-year-old patient who stopped her blood pressure pills because she felt fine. A month later, she had a hypertensive crisis. After that, she never missed a dose again. Another patient, a 68-year-old man, skipped his meds on good days. His pressure spiked, and he ended up in the hospital. He now uses a pill organizer and never skips a dose. If you're on medication, don't stop without talking to your doctor. Monitor your blood pressure at home. Every household needs a blood pressure cuff. Here are 3 tips. Set a reminder on your phone or in the Senior Health Tracker app. Keep your pills somewhere visible, like next to your toothbrush. Check in with your doctor monthly to see if your dose needs adjusting. How do you keep track of your blood pressure? Share it in the comments. Skipping your pill is like cutting the brakes on a speeding car. You may not crash today, but you're heading straight toward danger. How much water do you drink each day? And no, tea, coffee, or soup don't count. I mean plain water. If you're drinking less than 1 to 1.5 liters a day, your heart is paying the price. Dehydration turns your bloodstream into syrup and forces your heart to push through like it's pumping molasses. Not enough water thickens your blood, forces your heart to work harder, and raises your risk of blood clots. Studies show that dehydration increases your risk of heart problems by 15%. After 60, your sense of thirst weakens, so you might not realize you're not drinking enough. I had a 70-year-old patient with an irregular heartbeat. He drank mostly coffee and tea, barely touching water. I suggested he aim for 6 to 8 glasses of water a day. A month later, his heart rhythm improved and he felt more energetic. Another patient, a 65-year-old woman, drank only a glass or 2 of water daily. She felt tired and had frequent headaches. She started carrying a water bottle and added lemon slices for flavor. Her headaches vanished and her blood pressure stabilized. What can you do? Carry a water bottle with you. Drink a glass before meals and between them. Add a slice of lemon or mint if plain water feels boring. The Senior Health Tracker app can help you track your water intake. Try drinking 2 extra glasses tomorrow. How do you remind yourself to stay hydrated? Share it in the comments. Slouching isn't just bad posture, it's slow suffocation for your heart. How are you sitting right now? Slouching? Head tilted forward? Poor posture isn't just bad for your back, it stresses your heart. When you slouch, your lungs get compressed and your heart gets less oxygen. This raises your blood pressure and makes your heart work harder. Research shows that good posture can reduce heart strain by 10 to 15%. I had a 66-year-old patient who complained of fatigue and shortness of breath. I noticed she slouched even during our talk. We started simple exercises, pulling shoulders back, keeping her spine straight, and doing light stretches. A month later, she said, I breathe easier and I have more energy. Another patient, a 69-year-old man, hunched over his desk all day. He had chest discomfort and high blood pressure. He began standing straighter and doing a wall exercise daily. His symptoms eased and he felt more confident. What can you do? Check your posture hourly. Shoulders back, spine straight, chin slightly up. Try the wall exercise. Stand against a wall for 5 minutes a day, touching it with your head, shoulders, and heels. Stretch your neck for 2 minutes daily. How do you keep your posture in check? Share it in the comments. When was the last time you had your heart checked by a doctor? An EKG, blood tests, or a cardiologist visit? Many people over 60 think, if nothing hurts, I'm fine. But your heart doesn't always warn you before trouble strikes. The most dangerous heart attack is the one that gives no warning. High blood pressure, clogged arteries, and irregular heartbeats can develop silently. Studies show that regular checkups after 50 cut the risk of sudden heart attacks by 60%. I had a 68-year-old patient who came in feeling weak. He hadn't seen a doctor in 12 years because he felt okay. An EKG revealed an issue that could have led to a heart attack. Timely treatment saved his life. Another patient, a 64-year-old woman, avoided checkups because she hated hospitals. She had no symptoms but agreed to a screening. We caught early signs of artery narrowing and started treatment. She now feels safer knowing she's in control. What can you do? Schedule a cardiologist visit at least once a year. Get blood tests for cholesterol and sugar. Monitor your blood pressure at home. Every home needs a cuff. The Senior Health Tracker app can store your results and remind you about checkups. When was your last heart checkup? Tell us in the comments. I know you might have questions, so let's answer some common ones. Is coffee safe? In moderation, 1 to 2 cups a day, coffee is safe for most people. But if you have high blood pressure or irregular heartbeats, cut back or switch to herbal tea. Caffeine can raise blood pressure, especially in large amounts. Try decaf coffee, it's just as tasty. Do I really need checkups? Watch for signs like shortness of breath, fatigue, chest pain, swelling, or an irregular pulse. But even without symptoms, get checked yearly after 60. Don't wait for your heart to speak up, be proactive. How do I stay motivated? Set small, achievable goals, like walking 10 minutes a day or drinking an extra glass of water. Celebrate your progress and lean on support friends, family, or apps like Senior Health Tracker. Track your wins to stay inspired. Got more questions? Drop them in the comments and I'll answer in our next video. Your heart beats for you every single day. No days off. No breaks. But after 60, it needs your care. You don't have to be perfect, but you can be mindful. Imagine this. A 70-year-old woman watched a video like this 2 years ago. She started walking daily, cut back on salt, quit smoking, and began monitoring her blood pressure. Today, she's dancing with her grandkids, traveling, and saying, "I had no idea I could feel this good." Another man, 67, made small changes. He drank more water, fixed his posture, and got regular checkups. He now hikes with his family and feels stronger than he did a decade ago. These stories can be yours. Start now. Choose one. Go for a walk. Book your checkup. Drink a glass of water. Or throw out that salty snack. Take another step tomorrow. And to stay on track, download the Senior Health Tracker app. It'll remind you to move, suggest healthy recipes, track your blood pressure, and support you every step of the way. Thank you for joining us on BeHealthy. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and tell us in the comments which habit you're ready to change. Let's make your heart stronger together. Take care of yourself. Take care of your heart. Because it's never too late to live healthier. Your heart is still beating. That means it's not too late.